everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Oriire podcast, the podcast that tells African stories. I'm Halima.
And I'm Ceci, and today we're here with our guest Florent to talk about the goddess Nana Buluku. Okay, so hi Florent, thanks so much for joining us today. It's great to have you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Florent. I was born in Benin and raised in Benin and other countries of Africa. My mother is from Togo, which is mostly about some people from the south are called Mina people, and in the center, Ewe people. So that's why I can talk a little bit about Nana Buluku, which is a divinity, a deity, well known in West Africa.
Well, that's so cool. What countries did you live around Africa?
Actually, I'm in France. I don't live in Africa.
Yeah, you said you lived in like other African countries. So what
Oh,
country?
okay, I've been in Congo, both Congo, Congo Brazzaville, and Democratic Republic of Congo. I've been in Benin, in Ghana, in Togo, and also in Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire.
Oh, that's so cool.
Very cool. I want to visit more Francophone African countries personally because I haven't really visited any except I think Togo, probably as like a school excursion or something. So that's fascinating. So on to today's topic. To be honest, I don't really know much about it because I haven't really heard much about this goddess before. So I'm actually very interested in talking about it. Can you give us like a brief introduction to the goddess Nana Buluku?
Nana Buluku is the female supreme being in West Africa. She is the mother of the Fon people, the Ewe people. The Fon people are from Benin, the old kingdom of Dahomey, which is based mostly in Abomey. The kings were based in Abomey. And she's also the mother of the Ewe people in Togo. She's the mother of all the gods in the Vodou, and she's the mother of the creator Mao, which is the moon spirit, and the sun spirit, which is Lisa. They are considered as twin gods, and they are the most important gods in the Vodou religion and mythology. So Nana Buluku was the first female of the world, according to the people from Benin and Togo. She's known not only in those countries, she's also known in Nigeria because she has a lot of names for instance, for Yoruba people, she is called Nana Buluku. And for Igbo people, I think she is called Olisa Bulua. So we don't really know where she's coming from. We don't really know every countries where they believe she existed.
Oh, that's so cool. This is a mini segue from what we're talking about, but do you know the song Yaba Buluku?
I've never heard about this song, but I know there is a lot of song. There is a lot of song about Nana Buluku. We sing a lot of song to remind she's the creator of all the people in the west of Africa. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. But I don't think this song is to praise Nana Buluku. This is just like a random Nigerian song. But anyway, so do you think Nana Buluku is like a myth or a legend? Do you think she's a mythical figure, or do you think she's an actual legend?
I think she's a legend. For me, she might be a legend. It's strange because sometimes in West Africa, for instance, in Benin, when a woman gives birth to twins, she is considered as not like a god because twins are considered like gods there, but there is another consideration for twins mother in West Africa, in Benin or in Togo, and I think in Nigeria too, because there is a name we give to twins mother, and it's related to Nana Buluku, which is the mother of the gods creators, Mau and Lisa. Mau is the female goddess, and she's a supreme goddess in the Vodou religion. Actually, Christian people, for instance, in West Africa, they call the gods, the almighty gods. They are used to pray Mau, and Lisa is not that much known, but it's the male god, which is considered as the sun god, and which helped Mau to create all the world.
I think that the legend of this of Nana Buluku is so interesting. I personally had not really heard of it before, and I'm very surprised because I do like to think that I'm like a student of mythology. And because it has so many connections to like these many West African tribes, and even with the Yoruba tribe as well. So when I was looking into it, like I know she actually has a Yoruba name, which as you said is Nana Buku, I think, and an Igbo name as well, which is Olisa Buluwa. So like for that legend to have traveled so far and like among the different tribes of West Africa, including the Fon people and the Ewe people is really fascinating. And when I was looking into it more, like you said, Nana Buluku is the mother of Mau and Lisa, right? Who are twins. And I think Mau is like the moon goddess and Lisa is the sun. And then it turns out that Mau and Lisa had 14 children and there were 7 sets of twins as well, apparently. So like that theme of twins keeps repeating itself in this legend. And it kind of goes to show how much these tribes must value twins as well. Like you said, that there's a name that they call mothers who have twins and things like that. And Yoruba people also value twins a lot. I just think that that's really interesting. We actually have an episode, I don't know if it's been published or not, about twins too, but we may have to like redo this again to add more into it about this legend as well. Because the story of Mau and Lisa is really interesting. I think we should do another episode on Mau and Lisa too. Halima, what do you think?
Yeah, that sounds really good. So, Florent, Nana Buluku, yeah, that's her name. I blanked for a minute. But anyway, she's usually associated with like at the beginning of like creation, like she was one of the first gods or goddesses that came to earth, right? But then after that, what did she do? Because we don't hear much about her. So she gave birth to Mau and Lisa, and then she's typically like associated with motherhood. But after that, what's the story of Nana Buluku? What exactly did she do? Like, what are her strengths and whatnot?
In the tales, what is mostly said, it's only about the creation. We don't have history about her life, what she did after she gave birth to all the gods. It's really focused on the fact that she gave birth to the gods, and we are not even calling her every time. For instance, Mau and Lisa, there is Nana Buluku, which is a kind of legend. She's a kind of the mother of all the peoples. And Mau is also the creator because she was the one who brought the eggs. And these eggs was like created the world with the help of Lisa. So when they created the world, Mau has been like the powerful goddess. And we are not even like representing Mau or even Nana Buluku, but Lisa is represented in the Vodou religion. So what can be important is that we don't have like history talking about their life. We only talk about the fact that they created the world, how they created the world, and which is the principle of the creation of every human beings. And after that, we don't have like a mythology or a legend about the life, what happened as for other gods.
That's actually really, when I was looking into it, according to what I read, the legend is that after she gave birth, she kind of retired and left the running of the world to Mau and Lisa. But something I'm curious about is this link to voodoo that you've mentioned, to the voodoo religion. So you said in voodoo, they don't really talk about Nana Buluku much, right? Or they don't really talk about Mau, it's mostly Lisa. So what exactly is this link to voodoo? Do you know more about it? Can you let us know?
We can talk about Mau and Nana Buluku, but Mau, she's like a goddess that we don't call for any circumstance, in any circumstance, because she's kind of considered as so powerful. We don't have to call her name like every time. It's a kind of calling a goddess, but it's not useful to call her in any circumstance. So there is a kind of respect that is given to Mau, but it's not that she's forgotten. She's not forgotten. She's like only so powerful that people don't even represent her because we cannot represent her. She is so powerful. Lisa is mostly called, but they are both working together to make the world better. So if I may ask back your question was about what is the link between them and the Vodou. First of all, the Vodou is a kind of religion. It's also a kind of a culture because there are dances, there are even medicine linked to the Vodou. Some kingdoms are linked to Vodou culture. Vodou, which is from a Fon word, Vodou is also all the goddess working to make the nature better. There are, for instance, the god of thunder, there are the gods of workers, there are specific goddess, and all those gods, they are kids of Nana Buluku. That's the link you can make between Vodou and Nana Buluku.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And another interesting thing that we came across, like researching on this topic, is that during the slave trade, Nana Buluku traveled with like Black people that were sold, and then she was with them on the ships. And then it's also believed that the twins, that's Lisa and Mau, they took turns protecting the slaves. So Lisa protected the slaves during the day, and Mau protected them at night. And then all these deities worked really hard with the water goddess, that's Mami Water, to help the slaves travel safely to the new world, to the new worlds. So have you heard this part of the story or of the legend?
Oh, well, I think Mau and Lisa have been the gods protecting the Fon people, Yoruba and Ewe, all those tribes in this specific part of West Africa. But for instance, in Benin, we have like in the slavery town, which is called Ouida, we have some Portuguese people who came first, which were the ones selling slaves, and those people which were living in this town, they have believed that Yemanja was helping them to come across because they just adopted Yemanja, and you will see that in the celebration they have a lot of representation of Yemanja, of Mami Wata. They represent her like a woman with a snake, just a snake, which is like an outfit. And they even believe that this goddess was helping them to come from the sea to our countries. So I cannot say that Mami Wata has been helping or has been working with Maulisa for slavery. I think Maulisa were considered as gods who protected their people, and you can even see that in the movie that you have actually in the cinema, which is the Woman King. In the kingdom of Dahomey, Dahomey. We say Dahomey, but we actually say Dahomey, like it was a French word changed. So in the kingdom of Dahomey, they are really called because they think they are the protector. They are not protector of those selling slaves, but they were the protectors. And Yemanjatu was like the protectors of people in some specific places, like in the south, because there is the sea. There is also other goddess, because Yemanja is the god, is the goddess of the sea, but there is also another goddess which is not that much known. She's a goddess of um, other type of like rivers and other types of waterfalls, for instance, which is, I think she's called Oshun.
Yeah, I think that's what she's
Yes,
called.
Ocean.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, that's really interesting. Thank you so much for sharing, Florence. Ceci, do you have any more questions or additions?
I have a question. This is kind of like a self-serving question. So I am actually Egun, which is also called Ogu, like when you look up like the etymology or whatever. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Egun tribe, which are a tribe from southwestern Nigeria, specifically Lagos. Do you know Badagry in Lagos, which shares a border with quite a few francophone countries? So the Egun have some similarities with the Yoruba tribes, and then the Fon apparently, and the Ewe. And I just wonder if there's any affiliation, or if you've ever heard, because I believe that there is a link from what I was looking up between the Igbo people and also this Mau and Lisa, those two gods, and then the goddesses that they birthed, right? So I wonder if you are aware of any of that, just for my own personal edification.
To be honest, I'm not aware about these tribes. I only know Egun like representation, but I don't know there were a tribe called Egun. I didn't know that before.
Well, now you do, and you
Yeah,
can go and look it up as well.
very interesting.
Do you have anything to add, Florence?
I just wanted to say that about Nana Buluku, mostly what is known is that she gave birth to the gods, and we are more focused on about this point than the life that she had. And there are other more stories that we can be said about the gods and the lives and how they interact with people, with some specific tribes, because there are some specific tribes who believes in some gods and other that believes in other gods.
We would love to have you back to come and talk about Mao and Lisa specifically, and like the legends and myths surrounding them on another episode in the future.
That will be with pleasure. It was very interesting discussing with you, and it will be a pleasure to talk about Mao Lisa in another episode.
This just like reminded me of something. So what do you think is the like importance or usefulness of Nana Buluku in, let's say, modern day Benin? Like, why do people still respect her, or why do you think her story is still like prevalent in modern day Africa?
We think we respect her because she's the one giving birth. She's the one who has this kind of power to give birth. And mostly in our culture, in African culture, we have like a big respect for women because women can give birth. And it's true that women cannot give birth alone, but there is a kind of representation of this power. For instance, in Benin, women, they don't go to some places like spiritual places. There are some times that women cannot go to those places. Usually it's mostly men, because we believe women have this kind of power and they don't have to go to those places at some moments.
Yeah, gotcha. Thank you so much for coming, Florence. This was a very insightful and interesting conversation.
It really was.
Do you want
Thank
to
you.
share your like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, your basically your social media handles? Where can we find you?
Actually, I don't have like my social media, but I will give you my social media next time because it's closed now, but I will give you that next time.
Okay.
You don't have to
Yeah,
reopen it. That's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
don't worry about it.
yeah,
yeah. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for coming. And you speak French, right?
yeah. I speak French. That's the
Oh,
reason I have
okay.
an accent.
Oh, okay. Merci. Because I also speak French, but
Oh, God.
Je vous en prie.
yeah. Anyway, everyone, that's about it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, stay notified. Follow us on Instagram Oriire_Africa, and Oriire spelled ORIIRE_Africa. On Twitter, same handle. Then check out our website at oriire.com. Oriire is spelled ORIIRE, then
Yes. And if
.com.
you want to come on an episode and you feel like you have a topic you want to talk about, please go to our contact us page on our website, oriire.com, as Halima said, ORIIRE, and get in touch with us. We would love to have you. We'd love to talk to you. And make sure you tell your friends. Okay, a bientôt.
Au
À bientôt.
revoir.
With pleasure. Bye.